They need to get exceptions for the width of the road, for the gradation of it, because it's too steep in places. And they will have to put in a one-way bridge over this class 2 stream, which they are arguing is not really a class 2 stream, it's really drainage. Well, an aquatic biologist has named it, and that's all technical, but it does make a difference on how it's considered and how it's permitted. In the event there were a fire here and people leaving, a fire truck could not pass an exiting vehicle for about 1,700 feet. They also are manipulating the land in a huge way. They are building another 650 feet of driveway through a very steep area that has soils that are subject to landslide and severe erosion. What the Planning Commission permitted appears not to be what is really going to be built. And the amount of tailings, all of that soil that's taken out of the earth, that appears to be erroneous, the quantities. There's some places that wineries should not expand or be built. And our remote hillsides are one of those places. All of this, they say there is no impact. With these mitigations, there's no impact on the environment, which is absurd. It's just absurd. But the truth is that impacts the neighbors. And in this case, it also appears to impact Redwood Creek, where there are still steelhead and Chinook salmon habitat. The precedent that continues to be set about building wineries in the wrong places, this kind of egregious commercialization of our agriculture, this is what we need to look at a time the climate is warming, that perhaps one of the most important things is preserving the ecology we have and the biodiversity we have, so we can mitigate the damage that the increased heat is doing. And this is another of those situations where it appears our planners are oblivious to that. The other thing I think that is really important is that every single well that we have data on around Anthem is either dry or underperforming, and it's become more so in the last years. Now you can say it, yes, Anthem's 8 wells may have impacted this, and why does it take 8 wells? That's an important question. But this is also one of the most dense areas for wells in Napa County. And we have a board of supervisors who is also the groundwater sustainability agency for Napa County. They appointed themselves. And so they really have a mandate to start thinking about water when they are granting permits, granting entitlements and enlargements that require water use. We really need them to think about the neighbors. Some of these neighbors cannot afford to drill more wells. And so I think it is really a social justice issue. We have more people wanting less water. And how are we all going to live together in this community under those circumstances? It looks like a beautiful winery that they want to build. It's fulfilling somebody's dream, but this is not the place for that. It's important we think about other people. And those are just these kind of immediate things, but I think it's generally that's true in the world. We're in a new time. We have to think about the impact of everything we do on everybody else. I think we've never been in a more important time than we're in right now on our democracy. It is so important that we let our Board of Supervisors and our planning commissioners know how we feel about these many decisions that they're making. They have hard work, but they need our input. And if you can take some time tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, 1:30, to call in and let your voice be one of those heard by them, to help them make, at least know what the population here thinks about oak trees, about more commercialization of our hillsides, about the importance of our watersheds, our fire safety. It's time that we each make that commitment to let them know what we see as important and what we think.